Hi, everybody, and welcome to Renewed Mind Revolution with your host, Michelle Cook Hall. And as always, it is my honor and my pleasure to be able to come and share with you some tips and tools that will assist you in being a better you. Did you know that you can do that? Absolutely. No matter how many mistakes you made, no matter how long you made those mistakes, no matter what age you are, how old you are, whether you're too old or too young, it doesn't matter. Guess what? You can always, and I mean always, click that reset button and start all over again. You deserve it, and you can do it. You were designed for this. You were created for this. You were created to be strong because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And don't let anyone tell you anything different. I came on today because I wanted to share with you some tips in regards to what we're going through right now. How to make sure that you're not allowing fear, and I do mean not allowing it to overshadow, to amplify in your life. We do not want fear to become louder than your happiness, louder than your peace, louder than your joy, louder than your contentment. And you can do this. And today, very briefly, we're going to share how we can do that. How can we help each other to make sure that you're not allowing fear to be amplified? So are you ready? Let's go. How can we do that? I mean, right now, we're dealing with a global, come on now, global pandemic. So how can we assure ourselves that we are not allowing fear to be amplified? How can we make sure that it is not becoming amplified? Well, I always teach that if you wake up in the morning, you take in that deep breath, that's the first thing that you should be grateful for. A lot of times what we make the mistake of is we might have had a rough night, a rough day before, or even a struggling morning. And we allow that to be the center of our day. Instead of us being grateful, I'm alive. I woke up. I'm okay. I'm still here. I have purpose. We fail to look at the moments to celebrate. That's how we can find a path away from allowing fear to amplify our day. Now, right now, a lot of you all are allowing the news and the reports and the data and the statistics to overshadow your entire life. You are eating, sleeping, and thinking COVID-19. And that is going to affect you internally, mentally, and emotionally. We must all take a break at some point and make sure that we're resetting ourselves and not feeding ourselves 24/7 what is going on globally regarding COVID-19. We don't have to be ignorant. We need to be aware, and we need to make sure that we are being healthy and we are following proper protocol of our states and our countries. But what we do not need to do is feed ourselves 24/7 COVID-19 or other things that might be unhealthy right now. So what we need to do is make sure that we are feeding ourselves the right things. We talk about being creative a lot on here because being creative helps you to take your mind off of negative things. When you're busy being creative, and I mean business, I mean even art, we're talking about writing, even if it's singing, taking up new hobbies, but positive things that will assist you in this time that we're going through right now globally. So you need to make sure that you're not focusing 24/7, 7 days a week, COVID-19. That is not healthy for anybody. And I mean anybody. If you do not think that it's not going to take a toll on you, then it will. It will take a toll on you. No matter how strong you think you are, we all have a point in our lives. Everybody has a point. Everybody has a point in which, this is it, no more. Okay, everybody has that point. And so you don't want to stretch yourself and pull yourself until you get to that point. We want to make sure that we are proactive and not always reactive. Hear me again. Don't always be reactive, but learn to be proactive. So let's start putting in some very healthy practices right now. Do not allow fear to be amplified. Fear will amplify your morning, your afternoon, your evening, and then following the rest of your days. It is trying its very best to make sure that you are not happy, that you don't find contentment in anything, that you're not going to celebrate. I mean, we all have to pull back sometimes, take a look at the bigger picture and see the bigger picture. Okay, we need to sometimes just pull back. If you feel yourself going there, you go into the edge. You feel yourself feeling overwhelmed. You feel yourself getting stressed. You feel yourself getting cabin fever. You feel yourself feeling whatever it is, overwhelmed and having the inability to think straight. Okay, you feel yourself being in autopilot, what I call autopilot. You're not living, but you're existing. You need to pull back. You need to pull back, and you need to see, what am I doing? What can I change? And make some healthy decisions that is going to help you to get back into your place that you need to be, your happy place, your place of contentment. Let me use that word, your place of contentment. We need to learn that everything does not always work the way that we planned, but they're going to work out for our good. It might not always work out the way we planned, but it will definitely work out for your good. So we need to make sure that we are not allowing what's going on around us. And some of us are personally being affected by COVID-19. And so you might find it very difficult to not allow this to happen, this fear to be amplified. But let me tell you from a place of experience, because you guys know I love to be transparent and share from a place of experience. This is the perfect time for you to make sure the fear is not amplified. You cannot think straight when fear is amplified. Hear me clearly. You will not think straight. You will not make the best decisions all the time when you allow it to be amplified. We're not talking about the fear of flight in which you are standing your ground and you're taking and then you're fighting. We're talking about the one in which you are fleeing, the one that you are numb, the one in which you are paralyzed almost and cannot move, cannot think, cannot function. So that's when fear becomes amplified in your life. So we want to make sure that you are able to think straight. We want to make sure that you're able to make good, healthy decisions that you, even if you don't feel, because we know about our feelings, right? We know that a lot of times we cannot trust our feelings because they are unreliable. So we have to make sure that even if you don't feel like getting up in the morning and having some form of normality in your life, that some type of scheduling for yourself, that you still get up. You still take care of yourself and take care of the ones that you love. We have to do it. We have to do it. There has definitely been moments in my life where things hit so hard that I wonder, how could I possibly make it another day? Like, how is it possible to get from out of this place? And the worst thing is that it's in that moment that you have to make a conscious decision to get up and move forward. If you don't get up and move forward, you will stay there. And let me tell you, you stay there, it gets worse and worse. And guess what? You can die in that place and never fulfill what you're supposed to fulfill. You have a testimony in you. You have a calling in you. You have a purpose in you. You have a destiny waiting for you. So you don't have time. You do not have time to just sit there and soak in the doom and the gloom and the dread and the grief and the hurt and the pain. We have to get up. We mourn for those that we lose. Our hearts are broken. Our hearts are in pain. There's a lot of that going on right now. I too am very much aware of what that feels like. And it took me, it seemed like forever, to come from a place of grief and hurt and pain when it came to losing people that I love and people that I care so much about. And we're not talking about, high and by. relatives and friends and family. We're talking about every day, talking, sharing the most intimate moments, the struggles, the pains, the happiness. So I get it. I understand what it's like to lose people that you love, people that mean everything to you. But what I did learn, and I want to share this with you, is that if you sit there in grief for so long, then fear becomes amplified. Fear becomes amplified, and fear would take over. And so right now we're looking at every day so many people, I mean thousands and thousands of people who are losing their lives and they're dying, right, from COVID-19. And so if we sit there and we don't every now and then just say, okay, I can't change this, what's happening. I'm going to pray about this, but I can't physically make anything happen. I can't make this change. You know, that's the reality of it. We cannot make this go away. We can't make anything change about what's going on globally. But we can position ourselves in prayer. And we can position ourselves in taking the authority of making sure that we take a proactive response to it by following the proper protocols, having a healthy schedule for ourselves and those that we love and those that are around us. But we have to take care of ourselves in the midst of this. We have to make sure that we're not staying in a place of 24/7, 7 days a week, just gloom and doom of what's going on in our entire world. This is going to take a toll on you. This is what I heard for today, and this is why I wanted to share this for today. Do not allow fear to be amplified in your life. Do not allow fear to be amplified in your life. And it is possible for it to happen in such an environment as this. This is like the perfect environment, what we call like the perfect storm. If you ever saw that movie or heard about that, it's just the perfect ingredients. This is what's going on right now. It's the perfect ingredients for fear to be amplified. And my job today is to tell you, don't underestimate that. Don't think that that can't happen to you. Don't think that, because it can happen if you entertain that long enough, if you feed yourself that long enough, if you surround yourself with that long enough, if you sit into that long enough, it can happen to you. So we want to make sure that that doesn't happen. We want to make sure that you are aware of the fact that it can happen and that it is a possibility, and that you do have a responsibility to yourself and to those around you to make sure that you're not allowing fear to be amplified. Fear will come in and snatch away your happiness. It's going to snatch away your joy. It's going to snatch away your peace. It's going to snatch away any form of even feeling grateful and celebration, even in the midst of this. One of my favorite sermons that I've ever heard preached before, it was one of the greatest messages I've ever heard. It said, don't wait till the battle is over, shout now. I love that message because oftentimes we wait for the conclusion of something to celebrate. But it's saying that even in the midst of a struggle, even in the midst of a storm, even in the midst of a pandemic, even in the midst of some of the worst times of our generation, we can still be grateful. We can still give a victory cry. We can still make noise and celebrate, because guess what? You still have life. You still have a chance. You still have purpose. And this too will change. This too will turn around. Listen, nothing lasts forever. We will feel the effects of it, but it will not last forever. And so we need to make sure that during this time, we're not focusing on the end of it. I shared this before in another podcast, because if we focus on the end of this, that would drive you stir crazy. Hear me again. If you're sitting there thinking to yourself, oh my God, how much more time? How many more days do we have to, be secluded? How many more days do we have to, be inside? How many more days do we, are we restricted? How many more months? If you concentrate on that, that is going to put you in a mindset that is unhealthy. So we know that we have to make sure that we're protecting our mind during this time. So do not focus on the conclusion, but while you're going through this, while you are while we, come on, I'm gonna say it because it's all of us, right? We are all in this together. It's globally. So while we are in the midst of this, we're not gonna wait. We're gonna shout now. We're gonna celebrate now. We're gonna celebrate the fact that we are here. We're gonna celebrate the fact that we still have purpose. We're gonna celebrate the fact that we know that this is not gonna last and will not be forever, and it's not gonna win. Come on, somebody. It's not going to win. We are declaring that. We are decreeing that. So that's how we can shout it out. That's how we can have victory in the midst of it, because we know that it will not win. Come on. You have to change your thinking, change your perspective on how you're looking at this. We're not talking madness to say that it won't win. We're speaking life. We are speaking life to something that looks like it is running rampant in the street, destroying everything, right? So we're going to speak life because we know that there is more power in that life, speaking life. There is more power in speaking life. There is more power and authority in speaking life. And so we're going to do that. We're going to speak life. We're not going to speak doom and gloom. We're going to speak hope. We're going to take a stand and take authority and come together. And we're not going to allow fear to have us hiding and not even enjoying, a sunny day or a bright day. We are allowed to, here where I live at, you allowed to come out and get your fresh air. And such certain days are really nice and really sunny. And this is the moment you should have been saying, oh, I appreciate this day. Oh my God. Oh my God. Normally it's how you look at it. Hear me clearly. Normally I am cooped up in the office and I rarely get to enjoy this day, but I get to step outside and enjoy this breeze and enjoy this sun. It's just how we decide to look at it. It's just how we decide to approach it. And so we're going to change how we think, how we look at things and our perspective, because we know that the teaching is change your perspective. Do what? Change your life. And for those who don't know how my podcasts go, that would be considered a sticky note moment. That's when you write this down so you can look at it again. I've said it before and actually have a podcast teaching on that. Change your perspective and change your life. How you are looking at a situation determines how the outcome is for you, or how you're dealing with it, or how you're functioning through it. So we don't want to always take the approach of, oh my God, here comes something else. Oh my God, it never ends. It's one thing after another. Oh my God, there's more happening. It's not going to stop. It's just getting worse. If you just keep playing this over, if you play that movie over and over and over and over again in your head, it's going to be madness. It's going to be stir crazy for you. So we have to make sure that we are taking care of our mental, our physical, and our emotional health during this pandemic. You can do it. Listen, I'm here to encourage you. I am here to remind you that you can do it. I am here to remind you of how powerful you are, and how loved you are, and how strong you are, and how you are not alone. I'm here to do that for you. Listen, I told you I would not be with you long on today, but I just really want to share with you a word today about not allowing fear to be amplified. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Hear me again. When it is amplified, what does that mean? It's loud. It's loud, right? So it not only is it loud, but it's louder. It's louder than the moments that you're supposed to be appreciating, the moments that you're supposed to be enjoying. It seems to be louder than those moments. And so we're not going to allow that to happen. Come on. Today, we are making a conscious decision that we're not going to allow that to happen. No matter how your morning has started, how your day has gone, how your evening has gone, we're going to change it right now. The moment that you hear this podcast is the moment that you're making a conscious decision to change it. Today is the day that you're changing it. Today is the day that you say, I'm going to take it back. I'm taking back my joy. I'm taking back my peace. I'm taking back my happiness. I'm taking back my health. I'm taking back my life. I'm taking back my mind. I'm not going to fall. I am going to stand strong. Come on. I have been created to stand strong. I have been made to stand strong. I have been bred to stand strong. Oh, I've been through tough things. I've been through some rough moments. I've had some punches, and I've taken a lot of punches and bruises, but guess what? I am still here. Oh, it tried to break me before and it didn't work. Oh, it tried to hurt me before, but it didn't work. It tried to stop me before, but it did not work. Guess why? Because I am created, I am designed, and I am bred to handle it. Oh, if God has allowed it to happen, I can handle it. If he allowed it to come to me, I can handle it. Oh, I'm not fighting by myself. I'm not alone in this. Come on, I have a host of angels that are fighting with me. Come on, somebody. I am encouraged today. I am motivated today. I am empowered today that whatever comes my way, I can handle it. I can take it. I can make it. Come on, somebody. I want you to be encouraged on today. I want you to stand strong on today that I will handle it. And I will not, and I mean I will not allow fear to be amplified. Listen, it has been my honor, it has been my pleasure to be able to come and talk to you today. I want you to continue to be encouraged. I want you to walk with your head up high. I want you to be strong. I want you to take this teaching, and I want you to apply it to your life today. You're going to have a great day. I know that you will. I know that you will. So I want you to go on, and I want you to connect with me on my other social media platforms. I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment if you appreciated this podcast. Go ahead and leave a comment. I will respond and reply to you. I love to hear from you. Go to Amazon.com or Barnes & Noble and support me and check out the books. A lot of my teachings come from those books. Michelle Cook Hall. That's who I am. And this has been my honor and my pleasure on Renewed Mind Revolution. God bless you guys, and know that I love you and I'm praying for you. But most importantly, God loves you more, and he got you all the time. So be encouraged. God bless.